it's gone.
Let's see what happens.
Yes.
And I have the other thing is more personal. Just when I'm with you, I'm noticing um differences from who I used to know Johanna as, like your uh I want to see if I can even say them. I think they'll come out more clearly later, but one is about how you're speaking. Yeah, where you're speaking from seems more like a bigger source than where I've heard you speak from before. Um, when I hear you speaking about the women and the longing, that it seems like you're speaking from something not personal, which is not how I knew you before. Maybe you had access to that, but I didn't hear it at least. And there was something else. It's something in your nervous system, I think, that um you seem calmer. It's like a really simple way to say it. But like someone took like a rolling pin and just rolled you out.
Well, depends on the days. But yeah, I can access more
I
and feel
believe you.
more. I can be more grounded, but I can still have this buzzing energy. It's okay. Yes, about this thing about like, yes, women, we can do it. We know among ourselves how to unfold our everythingness and be in this aliveness and this pure joy and playfulness and like yeah, this juicy thing that can come when we are together and then I realize that maybe I even don't need men. And like the last months I was like, actually we don't need men. I don't need a man. I can have a child on my own. I even don't need a man anymore to be there on my side because it's so disappointing what has been created, what I'm seeing. I'm so enraged with so many relationships and couples and partners. Be like, I'd rather have my child and raise it with my women community. And men can be our service if we want, if we are like, if sometimes you need, because it's all what they can offer right now. It's sometimes being at service if they want something from us. It's all what I'm seeing from men right now. It's like I don't I haven't like I'm so angry because I haven't seen real collaboration between women and men because most men are stuck. I feel like this something in men that either they're stuck in patriarchy or they still feel like woman is at for their needs and like is there to fulfill their needs and that's all we are for men for many or either they're stuck in like, oh, I don't know how it is to be a man and I'm healing. And then they're not ready for seeing the woman because there's so much in there what is to be a man. Uh like closet. And this is what I've been observing. And when I noticed that, I felt like it was some months ago, so I was like, all right, no need for men. I'm so frustrated with all what I've been through that I feel like I'm rather just being with sisters. But then the rage was important. It was for me burning also the neediness in me of having a man or being in a relationship that I was, and I'm longing so much, so much, so much, so much, so much. This pure longing, like this deep love, this, and somehow like a lot of things has been killed. The love is still here, but
Love for what? Or what's the
like
love?
the love of this longing to share my full, this woman being that I am in this life with a man. There's this deep longing. I want to experience what does it taste like? What is possible? Like I feel like there's so much to discover and I have no idea. I have no idea what is possible. And then there's a part of me is that is my, like my underwear is like, yeah, but men are not there. Like, why should I, like, I rather keep creating with my sister because they are ready and we are doing these things, and where is the man who wants to be in the unknown with us and co-create into the unknown, and in the feel like also feeling the joy. Where is the, like, where is the real joy from man? I feel like I see just underworld joy. I don't know if I've how many times I've seen a man really happy for deep happiness. I probably if they become father, that's the moment they can touch that, but otherwise, I don't know. Yeah. And I feel fear that I'm having a very like gray and dark image of man right now. I feel fear. I'm also projecting that some of it.
What if that's reality, though?
What is that reality like?
No, what if that is reality?
Yeah, what is,
What if the way
yeah, as for now, it's the reality I've been, or like the experience I'm getting is like this, or from my other people. Yeah, I feel like as if I don't know, it's as if there was a big spell over all the men and they're under this spell and they're like reduced to nothingness. Like, but or nothingness of like uselessness. And that's where men are stuck because they are confusing uselessness and nothingness. And they're trying to resolve that, thinking they're useless. And women also project that then because they're feeling that they're useless, and then women make them feel the same way. So it creates a reality that seems so real, like it's so they haven't learned how to use the nothingness, and they transform it into uselessness, and you need nearly to lose because it's and like how can you fool yourself? How can you fucking fool yourself so much? Everyone, the whole collective, you're fooling yourself. And women see it, and we're like, fuck, like yelling at you, come on, wake up, come on. Like we want to shake you and like, yeah. But there's nothing we can do. We cannot wake you up. We cannot. We cannot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in this question lately. What I mean, one thing what you're saying, this is I've had so many conversations. Somehow this is the continuation of a conversation that I've been having a lot lately. And it's worse than I ever thought. I think I'm coming to get like the deadness in men, and me too as a man. It's just worse than I ever could have possibly imagined. And I don't know what to do. I think that's a lot of us men. I mean, other than to try anything, that's where I am now. But I wonder this, it's like what I encounter in men, and it's shifting a little bit in me, but it's also in me, is this like preference for being dead and for waiting for life to just end and to not, and it's something like there's a man where I am now where he and his partner have been going through it, like really going through this kind of like underworld archetypal fight. And what I've heard from him is like, what, I don't, just such resistance to hitting bottom and wanting to be asleep, basically wanting to be asleep in this fantasy world where the partner's nice to him and and everything's okay. And it just it seems like happiness, but it's really just being fucking dead. And anyway, I think
Yeah.
I'm just, there's something where I'm with you, but I'm on this side of it. I'm a man. I have this in me of the preference for being dead.
It clicked in me because I realized so many women become dead when they start to realize it was a man.
So yeah.
And when we come just as women, we're so alive, like all the dead part is already gone, and we find the plant is growing and flourishing and green again. But when they come with a woman, after sometimes they just like, I feel like I was dying. And so like it's like the death is being transmitted and the woman gets it and women, so there's a shift also in empowered women. Women will not want to save men anymore because we love you so much, we wanted to save you. And an empowered woman, she realized she cannot save you. She will not save you anymore. And this is the shift that more and more women we're going and we're like, we're not gonna save you anymore. We're not the mothers, we're not the healers. We want you at your side. We can just call you out. We can just wait. I don't know that some miracle will happen, but the man as a collective needs to wake yourself up. Because women, we want you. We want you so much, and we love you so much, and we've been grieving and raging having you.
You could keep talking. I'm just writing it down.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, I have one question. I mean, there's something where I'm getting that the women can't save us. And there's, I mean, you can speak into whatever, but the question is like there's something that happens when the women come together and it's working. And I think it almost seems to happen without any effort. Just the women come together and then and when the men come together, it's awful. It just like it's so, and I don't know what's missing, but I feel it all the time, and I don't know if you can even make it conscious what happens when the women come together. Like, even how could the men? What could the men even try? What could I, the man, try?
You meant when men come together with men?
Yeah, because it's like I've come together just. I think if anyone ever listen, any men listen to whatever we're recording, it's like I've been through so many men's groups. I've held space for them, co-held space for them, participated in them, and just at some point there comes a point after the initial excitement is over where it just sucks. It just is terrible. It's boring. It's even if we're going through processes together, it's like this hell. It's this hell world, and I don't know how to get to the place where we're tapping into the source of creation together, and that's what we're on team for, or where where we want to be alive. We're together. It's like we actually want to be alive. That transition happens. Okay, I don't know if you have any ideas or something, but
Do you have a man? Do you have like a vision for what do you want to create? Because you are a huge creator. You're the builders of everything, nearly like everything that is on the planet. Mostly has been built by men, like what is visible in the physical realm. Women, we are really good at channeling all the ideas and everything, like men too, and bring all this juice and the energy and like sharing it with the men. The men are doing the like have been doing, and I don't want to put them like a stigma where like yeah, men are doing and building everything. I don't know. I'm just asking, does it create joy or like to build things, to create? Like, is it some I don't know what is the vision for men? Like, do men as collective, do you have a bigger vision for where do you want to live for planet Earth? Like women, we are here, we are like guardian for life. We want the life to unfold because we connect to life, so things unfold naturally because life is an unfolding, is a force of expansion and unfolding. And once you just tap into it, because maybe women we're just naturally in that, we will just like bring all this juiciness, this aliveness, it will unfold, it will come out in all directions if it's not contained. And the man is how can you serve this energy? And what do you want? What's the vision of it? Like, yeah, if women we are here to keep, unfold, and expand the energy of life, what is man's mission? And as a collective, like what as a man you like, as if as a man, as a collective, you have lost the vision. You don't know where it goes. You've lost the purpose of being a man, as if the man didn't find the purpose of being a man. Beside of creating wars, beside of using and creating great research and extracting all the resources, great. We've done that, and men have done that as a collective, having the power, leading, having ideas, and expanding countries and universes. Okay, this is an old paradigm for men. What is a new paradigm? And I think men didn't like still haven't clarity. And because you don't have clarity, it's dead. Because there's no direction for your energy to go somewhere. So this is deadness. Because when I was so much into Buddhism that I wanted to kill all my desires so that to be a good Buddhist and understand Buddhism, I felt so dead. I felt so dead. I was 20 in my early 20s, theoretically one of the best age, so with so much aliveness, I was feeling like an old lady, which like who is already in her 80s, and I felt so dead. I was waiting that, as you said, I know this experience of waiting that death come. I know it also well. And
yeah.
what I was missing to come out of this deadness, I needed desires, deep desires and longings, and having a vision and having things to, in the end, things I want to create, and like feeling an excitement for what do I want to create? What's this? What is this? To find my worth. I think men even didn't find like the self-worth of man is so low actually. Probably. Like because again of this nothingness, being fool, like fooling oneself to be useless. So useless things, of course it has no worth. And when you're unworthy, you're just like, what are you here for? For nothing? So you wait to die, you're feeling dead. Like there's no aliveness in a dead thing, of course. Yeah, and then this an useless thing. So
Yeah.
How and this requires again finding like the joy, the joy of creation. Like what yeah, I don't know. What do you want to create? What is your vision?
I mean, right now it's just I want to be, this is personal though. Actually,
Yeah.
it's not personal. I have a few things. I mean, they are personal, but one is I want to, one is I want to be more and more connected to the source of aliveness, and to just do whatever I need to do to make it so there's no barrier between me and the source of aliveness and evolution. Like that feels like a part of my personal work right now. And also to I mean, this used to be theoretical and it's not anymore for me, but like to be the place where my bright principles do their work, because they have so much work to do. Like really, there's a lot. And then I have more specific stuff about things that I just shut down when I was a little kid, but that I get reminded of in terms of the kind of, I want to be on a team traveling around the world. I want to have adventure. I want to um yeah, I don't know how to describe it more than that. I mean, I've had different moments of describing it more clearly, but I want a crew of people where we're like we're coming together very closely, and um and and bringing more doorways open to other people for for them to come to life. I um there's also for me right now this question about men. So it's like also a vision, and I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen anyone else who's created it. I haven't seen anyone else create the men men's space where men actually come to life, and maybe it requires a woman to create that space. I don't really know, or at least more collaborative effort or something. But it's like, God, there's a huge question mark about men right now, and and I don't think anyone has the answer. And so I want to, it's like for me, that's part of my vision, is working on that question until I don't know, until I either get so frustrated or until I discover something. And I say I, but I mean in collaboration. Like I I don't think I have any special key about it.
Yeah. I have two questions for you. One is coming back. It's a question I've never asked you, but I wanted to ask you. It's a question I wanted to ask you, but I haven't asked you until now. And this was that 2 years ago when I saw you arriving in Lakesh. I saw you you're being like I saw you getting alive because you were getting in this innocence of the being with the land, and also because you have a special connection with animals.
Mhm.
How has been this past 2 years about like unfolding that? Or did you try it consciously or did you let it aside? Because I feel like there's a big thing for you there.
The connection to animals in particular. Yeah, it's remained kind of not not at the center of my life at all.
Okay, and
Um,
why?
mm, because I think a part of it is childish. That's what I think. I think a part of it is very connected to like especially the last year or two, and it's different. It's I've had a few things happen around animals, but one part of it was I had these realizations at different moments where one was I was looking at these baby chickens. What are they called? Little chickens. And I I was looking at them and I realized I was projecting onto them this kind of weakness and inability to take care of themselves. And I just couldn't believe it. But I was like, God, that's how I think about animals mostly, is that they're these weak. So I think that had to break in me a little bit. And it was disturbing because then I was like, oh my God, all these like loving relationships I've had with animals are uh, there's even these moments where I'll see a baby dog start to become more adult and I'll want to disempower it basically so that it can't take care of itself. Like this kind of weird stuff like that. So there's that. And then the other is there's something I just haven't acted on deliberately yet, but it came in a reading and I don't know why I haven't acted on it, but it was about developing more of a psychic relationship with animals instead of one that is very overt. And
Yes.
I cultivate it here a bit, but I haven't gone to a shelter or haven't, yeah,
Okay. I feel glad
but I
you're
got
speaking about this reading because I can see that in you too since 2 years, and I was just curious where you have been at.
during the reading when a little before this animal thing came up, there was this pounding on the window and we looked over and there was this bird just knocking at the window. Um, it's actually it's on the recording of the record and it's kind of crazy. It's a crazy moment, but now you know. It's a psychic moment.
And when you say that, I just got bitten by a mosquito, a big one. I could hear it and feel it. But anyway.
Watch it.
Like literally, and it doesn't happen often. Wow. Mm. Mm. Is there anything you would like to ask me to?
I was just looking for a question.
Mm.
Okay, I have something which is you were talking about men earlier and how you're discovering you don't need them. And I was wondering, or whatever, like that you could live without them. And I imagine this would free up like a whole bunch of your attention from having to attract a man or to go on dates. I don't know what, but what are you doing with all that free energy and aliveness and attention?
I love it. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Oh my God. I've spent really a lot of time here. I've used, yeah, with the dating things, like here in a big city. I've never done that before. And 2 years ago, I started to see what others do and try things out and tried a lot of things. Wow, and since I'm not doing that anymore, I feel first I think I fell in love with myself first. I think that's a moment where I could look at me in the mirror and be like, wow, I love you, babe. And 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 then also I started like literally that's when I finally could make love to myself. Like really make love to myself till I can cry. Like that makes myself cry about how I'm touching myself. And this, I couldn't do that before. Like even for many years, I've been single most of the time or like very few time in a relationship, but relating to my sexuality in the way like, wow, I can, and this it was even more of like, shit, I really don't need men because I really can make myself cry to that point, touching myself. But of course, it's not the truth neither. It's a part of the truth. But I open up, like a woman can open up in a point that, wow, like I thought I needed a man to light myself up, even like
Hmm.
sexually, and or to make love, not sexually, it's like love making I'm talking about.
What is that? What is lovemaking?
It's it's using sexual energy to bring love in the physical body in a deep way that is
Mhm.
touching deep. all the cells of the being. And that's where I say the point where I can cry, where I'm so touched, I'm crying. And then what it liberates is me not having the attention on men or like needing a man is I think it liberates my archetypal lineage also, like, so way more about like I've never been so alive to I've never been so confident to speak from my source and taking like myself seriously, taking my being, my magic, my potential, my seeds so seriously that not so seriously, but with all my devotion, I've never been even more devoted to myself, because part of my devotion would be like, I want to love a man, I'm looking for the man, and when I have a man, I will devote my love to this man, really. And I want to devote, because like the highest devotion of a woman, of the priestess, is like to share this love we have with a man, is like, it's an honor. It's a big, true, deep honor. But the honor gets getting poop on the honor. It's like it's like it's I don't know, it's a terrible thing. I don't know how to explain, but it's like ugh. So once devotion come back to myself, and I was in the past, I think I thought I was devoted to my past, to my calling. I've traveled the world, like going to places, visited classes, teacher, like trainings, transformation things. All for me it was all devotion, and I've left and I let go so many things. So I thought I was so devoted already, but then I noticed that when I let go of the man, the devotion that was held there, was a space there created for my heart, for the man I will meet, like when I took it back, I gave it to myself, and that's when I started to feel whole. And yeah. Yeah. And from there, I feel like now I would like what I learn, or like what I see now, is that an empowerment woman, she will make the invitation. We want to invite a man, but we make the invitation to come in what we've created, and we want you there, but we don't want to lower our standards or like our love to get some crumbs of what you guys have to offer. I'm sorry, but like no, thank you, I'm not attracted. Like, look at my life, it's like so amazing. Why should I kill myself or be half dead with you? I don't want that. I'm not attracted to that anymore. I will not adapt, I will not save, I will not make myself smaller, hide my powers, hide my magic, so that I can make you happy and save you. Like, this is the thing. So I want to make invitations, and if the invitation is not taking, it's like, thank you, I do have so much abundance now. But if a person takes the invitation, it's like, how would it look like? I don't know, and I would be so excited. So I would be so like, so therefore, like, creating, trying things out, experimenting. I don't know. My heart is telling me, or my soul is telling me there is so much. And yeah. And yeah, that's where I am.
Are you a priestess?
Yeah. Yes, one of the things. Yes.
Yeah, you're kind of a
I'm an
Swiss Army
initiatrix.
knife.
I'm an initiatrix for sure. I really dedicated. I'm really dedicated to be with men, and to, I don't know, to teach them, to give them, to share the space. Wherever there are arts, I will open myself totally to a soul or a man that even maybe consciously doesn't know that, but unconsciously knows that they want that teaching, that energy. I will give it. I will do
As
that.
an initiator. Is that what you
Yes, I'm initiating men.
initiators?
This is in there. Yeah. Yes.
And what are you initiating men into? Maybe you just said, but I missed it.
It may be sexuality, may it be the creation in the creation, and it's like awakening the soul. It's like whispering and saying the words that like is a blow, like blowing in their soul, what this blow that will give them back to life.
Mm.
And this is the initiation. And this is a, I think the what I my gift also that I want to offer. So to any man that wants that, it's, and there are very many women ones already and ones that or even don't know that they're initiators, but there are women to initiate you there. And if you're so long for that, you will get connected to such a woman and she will blow life in you. Yeah. Without saving you. It's really like your soul calling for it, and it's different.
What's the difference?
The difference is like the difference is that it's a man that is leading himself there or leading his being there so that he can receive it, and I say with his like all his like fully open, like I want to receive that, and maybe it's even unconscious, but the woman will just know, and then it will land. If the person, it will somehow it will land, and sometimes all patterns will come back, but the process will start inside and things will, yeah, unfold or fall apart from in the inside. And the woman who is doing that, a real initiatress, she doesn't do that to save the man. She does that to bring a man back to life. It's like it's like healing, but not the healing from the saving, like not the old paradigm of healing. It's healing from the paradigm of bringing to life and inviting man in this in the world. Yeah.
Mm, how do you, let me see. I had another question. I think I just want to know more about this because I've been wondering about this, like how, God, I mean, one thing is like, how can a man turn that longing on in himself to become alive?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll go
Wow.
with that question for now.
Wow. What was this question? Oh, how can a man turn himself on?
Or turn it on this thing of like, I think it is in men. I think some part of them wants to be alive. Otherwise, I can't
Yes.
imagine why we'd be here.
Like I just see like I don't know, I see the ocean right now and yeah. Yeah, like I don't know why men think they cut them, like men cut themselves from the earth, and to be fully alive, or like for a man to light up again, is to, I think, this true realization that you're part of Gaia. But it seems so cheesy, sorry, but it's like being I don't know, feeling to be carried by the ocean, and feeling how the soil nourishes you, and how Gaia loves you, and that you're truly there. Yeah, this question is to be maybe kept, and there's so much. But I think it's a one thing is like realizing how the earth, like you're part of it, and you're playing a role. You're so loved. You're so loved. So the illusion of separation, again, like the man is separated from earth. This is the first big illusion since thousands of years. It's written in all religious books and everything that has been written by men, by the way, often. Of course, the man can write that because they deeply believe in it. Like, I think if once this belief is like totally, when it's disappeared, when it's in dust, back in the dust, yeah, man will feel whole, and feel they have a space, and their place is here on this earth, not somewhere else. Uh, and also this is illusion of this deadness, is this identification with a false death. I think once you understand what death is, and death is being is life, like it's the same thing. Like people also is like make a separation between life and death, but the real death is like the full life is so alive, like the death, like there's no life without death, and no death without life, like they're one. And so once the illusion of death, what really death is, because what is happening, people are so afraid of death. It's men, it's like the men, not women, like men have created a whole story about what death is, and how it is, and how scary it is, blah blah blah. It's like when you get awakened of what death is like, either you start with like it would be the same, but either you start to understand death, either you start to understand life and like Gaia, but you will come to the same point, is that yeah, is the value of who you are. It's again about value, also finding your own value, the worst. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is all new stuff, never before said.
I hope you write a beautiful article. I love it. I'm glad we recorded in the end. It was totally I was cooking a lemon pie in the kitchen. We're like, oh no, it's time. I have a call, and then the second call. And the lemon pie is ready.
Lemon pie. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I was really glad to talk with you, Devin.
Me too. Thank you so much.
And I will send you the recording maybe tomorrow, by the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ciao.
Bye,
And
Johanna.
a big hugs, a big hello to all in La Cash, por favor.
Sí.
Like mi corazón está con usted.
Ajá. Gracias.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.